Welcome back to the desk. The biggest game in all of sports is here. The Super Bowl is just 2 days away, and we have a super NFL crew here to break down the Super Bowl. We have Jimmy, Calvin, Ryan, and Andrew. Wow, we're here. It feels like the football season just started. But Jimmy, the biggest amount of pressure I think in any athlete is playing in the Super Bowl. So many flashing lights, all that stuff going at you. And the Rams have been under that same pressure all season. Who do you think is under more pressure going into this game? Boy wonder Sean McVay or Matthew Stafford?
You know, we'll take a quick look at the season outlook here for the Los Angeles Rams. No team came into the season under more pressure, in my opinion. Last offseason, the Rams traded away their 2016 first overall pick, Jared Goff, who took the team to the Super Bowl and lost. 2 first-round picks and a third-round pick for Matthew Stafford. In the postseason, Stafford's got over 900 passing yards, 6 touchdowns, and 72% completions. He's never won a playoff game until this year, and he's taken the team to the Super Bowl. He's got to get the job done, though, or else he'll still be on the same plane as Jared Goff.
Ryan?
I think Stafford is under a lot more pressure because, you know, he was given this silver platter coming into Los Angeles. And McVay's a great coach, and no one can deny that. And he's already made it to the Super Bowl, but Stafford never won a playoff game. And now he has all these moving pieces along with him. If he doesn't get the job done, he's going to be under even more of a microscope than he was before he got there.
Cal?
I actually think that Sean McVay is under more pressure. I think since McVay has already been to a Super Bowl with Jared Goff, I think the pressure is off Matthew Stafford and more on to McVay. I think the pressure, honestly, is off Stafford because he hasn't been to won a playoff game up to this point. And so I think I honestly think that the blame won't be on Stafford unless he turns the ball over more than 2 times.
Andrew?
I completely agree with literally everything Cal said. McVay's definitely under more pressure. This is his second Super Bowl in 4 years. Stafford's never been to the big game. We've always watched Stafford and been like, man, really hope he can get there, really hope he can win that playoff game. Now he did it. So like Cal said, if he has a couple turnovers, then yeah, it might go on Stafford. But if not, this game's on McVay.
It's going to be interesting to see how it folds because they work together. So I think if Stafford has a good game, so McVay has to have the same. And if it's bad for both, it's bad for both. Ryan, we'll go to you.
Yes, sir.
Both of these teams have some of the highest powered offenses in the NFL, and we've seen Jamar Chase just have an amazing rookie year. And we've seen Cooper Kupp, he won the Offensive Player of the Year last year.
And he won me my fantasy league.
But he won the Offensive Player of the Year yesterday. Which receiver do you think needs to have a more impactful game this Sunday for their team to win?
Well, first of all, Stamori, let's take a look at the stats for each of the top receivers for the Rams and the Bengals, Jamar Chase and Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp, almost 500 more receiving yards, just a few short of 2,000. 3 more touchdowns, many more receptions, more targets, same amount of games played. And with that, I think Cooper Kupp needs more of a bigger game than Jamar Chase does because they rely on Cooper Kupp more, the Rams do, than the Bengals rely on Jamar Chase. You know, the Bengals have Joe Mixon. They have Boyd. Uzomah is playing, possibly, hopefully, for the Bengals.
I think he said he's going to play.
Yeah, but we'll see. I mean, you know, apparently he didn't practice. But either way, the Rams are like they love to throw the ball, and the Bengals are more of a balanced offense. And Cooper Kupp is the anchor of that passing offense. So if he gets cut off in this game, they're going to have a little bit of trouble, I think.
Jimmy?
You know, I think Jamar Chase has to have the bigger game in this one. Cooper Kupp, he's Mr. Consistent. He gets over 100 yards almost every week. You always hear guys say, bet the over with Cooper Kupp. He's just Mr. Reliable. The Bengals, if Jamar Chase gets locked up by Jalen Ramsey, it's going to be hard for them to really get going because you know Burrow's always looking for him.
Andrew B?
Yeah, I agree with Jimmy. Jamar Chase has to have a huge game. Lining up against Jalen Ramsey, this whole game is going to be very difficult for him. But hey, he's got the swag to him. He's really good. Obviously, he's proved that. I mean, and I also think Cooper Kupp, he's got a little bit better of a supporting cast. I mean, having Odell with him is a lot different than having T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd.
Odell's been so rejuvenated since going to the Rams. I believe he has 7 touchdowns, and he had the same total with the Browns in 2 years.
He had like 5 in 2 years with the Browns.
Yes, that's very, very impressive by Odell, and I'm happy to see him get to the Super Bowl as well. Cal, close us out.
I agree with my 2 pals right here. I think Jamar Chase is more important. The game that I look at in particular with the Rams and Cooper Kupp is the Cardinals playoff game early in the season. You know, Cooper Kupp only has 61 receiving yards in that game. He does get a touchdown, but I think that Jamar Chase is more valuable for the Bengals than Cooper Kupp is for the Rams when it comes to scoring. I think that you know, the Rams defense is going to get a lot of pressure on Joe Burrow, and I think they're going to need quick passes to Jamar Chase and allow him to get out in space and break tackles, and I think that'll lead to a better chance of victory for the Bengals.
Now, moving away from the Super Bowl real quick. NFL Honors was last night. We saw Aaron Rodgers win his 4th MVP and a 2nd in a row. He's back-to-back MVP. I've seen so much from this guy, and if we could take a look at his stats, I don't think he's the GOAT. It's going to be hard for him to be called the GOAT. We talked about Tom Brady last week, Tuesday. But just look at his career. He has 4 MVP awards, which is more than Tom Brady. He has 4 first-team All-Pros, which I believe is second all-time in quarterbacks. Peyton Manning has 7. That's going to be hard to get. He has 449 passing touchdowns to 93 interceptions. So I think he may get to close to 500 with under 100 interceptions, and that's insane. 1 Super Bowl win, that's a thing that a lot of people talk about. I think he's the GOAT, best of all time.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be in that trajectory. But Andrew B., we'll go to you. What are your thoughts on Aaron Rodgers winning his 4th MVP?
You know, I was happy for Rodgers. I think he deserved it. I've seen a lot of stuff the last, couple hours about how Brady had better stats all around. But, Packers were the best team in the league. It's the best player on the best team in the league. And shout out to Michael Parsons, my boy, Defensive Rookie of the Year. Deserved that.
Jimmy?
Rodgers, the biggest thing is coming down to Super Bowl, especially when Brady sets that number at 7. You get quarterbacks like Big Ben, Eli Manning, they get 2. When people look back at Rodgers when he's standing up at Canton, Ohio, and be like, man, that guy only got 1. I think whether he goes back to Green Bay, goes back to Denver instead, or any other place, you look at this award and you say, okay, it's a regular season reward, but Rodgers, when are you going to step it up?
Retirement's also an option. Retirement.
Retiring.
You never know with Aaron Rodgers. What are your thoughts on this one, Ryan?
I mean, as much as I've roasted Aaron Rodgers on this show for other things in the past, he deserves it. He's the best quarterback that I've seen in my life, as you said, Samori. But, I'm going to be a defender of his play for as long as I live. Almost every single playoff game that they've lost has not really been his fault. It's his defense that always lets him down. I'm still going to look at him as the GOAT when he goes to the Hall of Fame.
Cal?
Yeah, I am a notorious Aaron Rodgers hater, but I gotta say I have a lot of respect for him. I feel like he checks off all the boxes. He has everything you need to be a great quarterback, and I just, in the end, when it all comes down to it, I just got a ton of respect for him.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see the Aaron Rodgers news. He said he's going to make a decision very soon on what his future is going to be. Maybe he stays in Green Bay. Maybe he goes to Denver. He just bought some land in Tennessee. Maybe he goes to the Titans. Who knows? But what we do know is the Super Bowl is this Sunday. Andrew, we're going to pick the big game, but before we do that, take us through both of these teams. What have you seen from both of these teams so far?
Let's take a look at the stats for the playoffs. These teams, it's been a fun ride so far. Points per game, we got the Rams averaging 28 compared to the Bengals 24. Points allowed, they're both allowing under 20 points per game. Rams passing over 300 yards a game compared to the Bengals just a little under 300. And rushing yards, they're just about the same, and Bengals force 7 turnovers, Rams force 5. I think we're going to see a great game this week. I think the story's perfect. Joe Burrow, number 1 pick, tears his ACL, comes back, has his boy Jamar Chase with him. 90% of America's rooting for the Bengals. LA, not a football town. I don't think there's going to be a lot of Rams fans there. Give me Joe Shiesty and the Cincinnati Bengals to hoist up that Lombardi trophy on Sunday.
Whoa, relax. Speaking on that, though, Jimmy, what is your prediction for the Super Bowl?
My boy Ballesteri's jumping
He's
the gun
jumping
a little
the gun.
bit.
It's okay, though.
He's excited.
Everybody's excited for the Super Bowl. Come on now.
He's excited. But, I've been one of the biggest Rams slanderers going back to last year. I said that they would underachieve. I had to eat some crow this year. The Rams are making the Super Bowl. Aaron Donald, Leonard Floyd, Von Miller, all that pressure is going to get onto Joe Burrow. I think the Rams defense is just going to end up being too much. They're going to make a couple of extra bigger plays. So give me the LA Rams hosting up the Lombardi in SoFi Stadium.
Cal?
Well, the legendary hockey coach Herb Brooks said, if they play 10 times, they might win 9. But not this one. Not tonight. I think that the Bengals are the team of destiny.
Woo.
I think they're going to force some turnovers. I think Joe Burrow is going to play very undisciplined football, and I think it's going to come down to my guy, shooter, Evan McPherson. I think the Bengals are going to win by a field goal.
Ryan, go ahead.
Oh, man. I'm with Jimmy. It's going to be too much. I mean, the offensive line of the Bengals is just it's like Swiss cheese this postseason, and that pass rush that the Rams have is going to be too much. You add Jalen Ramsey to the mix in the secondary. It's going to be hard for Joe Burrow to make the plays he made in various games in the latter half of this season. I got the Rams by 2 possessions.
Andrew, close us off the block.
Listen, man, that place is going to be absolutely bumping on Sunday with these Cincinnati Bengals fans. The Bengals are winning. They're winning by at least touchdown, I'm saying.
Ooh.
I think the Bengals are coming out. They're coming out hot. Joe Burrow's coming out hot. Jamar Chase, 2 touchdowns. Super Bowl MVP for Joey Burr. And, we're going to see a great game on Sunday. I'm hyped.
I'm very excited for it, too. And since you guys tied, I'll break the tie. I'm going to go with the Rams. Aaron Donald deserves this Super Bowl. He's one of the best defensive players in NFL history. I think you give him a Super Bowl, it caps off his career.
It's so hard to root against either
Puts
of
the
these teams,
icing on the cake. Correct.
Yeah,
It's very hard to
fair,
root against
fair.
any of these teams. And we are hoping for a great Super Bowl here on the desk.
I'll find a way.
You'll find a way. But don't forget to follow us at SportsDeskWP on Twitter and Instagram for updates and more. We'd like to give a special thank you to all the cast and crew and a very, very special thank you to our wonderful studio manager, the tall man, Al Clark. From Studio B in Hamilton, all for everybody here at the desk, I'm Saboy Rose, and we'll see you guys next week.